Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to Ni No Kuni, the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play. If you did miss out during the last one, well, we finally arrived on into a brand new area known as the Golden Grove, and we did hatch out on a brand new familiar, which that is going to be a fairy familiar. And now this type of fairy familiar is going to be giving a certain type of brand new spell for us, which that is going to be very helpful along within this whole entire area. Because if you guys didn't go and see from the last one, there was a certain type of part that was around here that we couldn't really go and use anything well, type of growth wise on some sort of these mushrooms. Now we're going to get a brand new spell known as the quicken growth, and that is going to be very helpful for what is going to happen around from here, so that then we can go and face off with a brand new boss, which that is going to be another one of these beasties that Mr. Drippy likes to go and call them. And now this guy is going to be known, I want to say, as the Gladiator, somewhat of a pun between like the Minotaur and Gladiator, and kind of mixing them all up together to combine up with that word there. But that guy is going to be a little bit of a crazy type of boss that we're going to have to face off with compared to how the Guardian of the Woods was all about. So we'll be seeing what is going to happen and transpire from there. Now, also too, just want to go and give a shout out over here to the Electric Jazz Cat. I want to say that his name is. So shout out to you, another online creator. Go and check out with him. He does some awesome content and good online friend as well. And there we go. Now, this guy, I want to say in particular for what this familiar is going to be all about, is something very nice that we can be able to do some sort of defending and counterattacking with. So if we do want to go and use this guy within the battle of what the Gladiator is going to be all about, that should probably come in handy. Now, unfortunately, right now, every type of familiar that you get within this game is kind of an unfortunate downside, is that we kind of have to train him up a little bit. And that's what kind of happened before when we had Binge, right? Back over at the Ding Dong Dell area. Because during that time, heading into the Ding Dong Well, for that very first dungeon, having Binge alongside with us wasn't really all that too good to begin with, and we kind of had to train him up little by little. And so far, I think for what this battle is going to be all about is I don't think we're going to be able to go and use our fairy familiar just yet. But however, though, this type of familiar that we are going to have as this brand new guy on our team, will be able to go and do some water typing type of damage, because later on we are going to be heading into a desert area that's going to happen around, and we are going to have to face off with some sort of like, I guess, some sort of like sand monsters and stuff. So maybe that type of move that's going to happen once we go and pick that up from that brand new familiar that we'll be getting, should hopefully come in handy later on. And there it is, there's another save point, and unfortunately there's another one of those special type of chests that we can't really go and seem to go and pick up right away. And we've already seen those guys already so far before in the well, in our very first type of particular well, little area that we had to go and meet up with the Father Oak, right? Which is that type of place right there. Now I want to say within the two videos as well, which I don't know if I ever went and spoke about this just yet here within the beginning of the episode, but we are going to be going and moving off into the finale of the Okami HD. Yes, it has been a long time coming, guys, and hopefully go and check out on that. I want to say that that series has been really fun, and I enjoyed every little last bit of it, even though that I never really got to go and personally ever got to, well, ever really go and complete out with that game before. It was a very fun experience nonetheless, and really enjoyed the Yami battle, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well too. Now, just to let you know that that episode in itself was around almost like 50 minutes, so I had to go and do a whole bunch of editing just to make sure to kind of cut it down, just so that you guys don't have to get too entirely bored from all the different battling that is going to happen. So most of the battles that you will be seeing from there, from that Yami battle in Okami HD, will be whittled down quite a bit. Oh, but here we go, and here comes out that boss. Oh man, now that shield is going to come a little bit into some foreshadowing there, so unfortunately we can't really go and do too much about with that shield at the moment, but once we go and start kind of whittling him down little by little with the HP, Mr. Drippy will be able to go and do something very handy for us to at least get ourselves with some sort of critical hit. Now we are going to have to go and set up for King, because King has been doing really well so far within our time. And we'll just have to go and just try to use one of our specials at some point just to make sure that we get this all down pat here. And so far, we only did like 11 damage right there. But it is going to take a little bit of some time. Now, every phase that you keep on going from this guy, since you guys haven't really got to go and see too much of this battle, he'll start getting much and much angrier every time. And every so often when this guy gets angry, he's going to start doing more charge attacks, which then that's going to, well, do a little bit extra more damage. And that's not going to be fun at all. Now, the one thing that I have to try and remind myself throughout these battles is that when you go for those certain attacks, most of the times, sometimes you kind of have to wait for when your familiar is going to be able to go and do another attack, or even with Oliver again. So even though that I keep on trying to use the X button, sometimes I can't always go and do it right away. So now we have to go and use the defend attacks just to make sure that we don't get ourselves completely destroyed there, because I would have probably at least got myself a game over, but that would not be fun. But here we go. So there's this guy's shield. Seems like he never really got to go and use it, but Mr. Drippy's gonna go into Captain America style and completely whack this guy right in the face. So there you go. So that was our chance. So let's go and get that critical down pat. So thank you, Drippy. Okay, so let's go and bring out here with King once more and start trying to light up with some more of the cut loose attack out there. Now, we are going to be hopefully getting to go and see that he will be dropping out with that gold type of orb right there, just like from the last time. And we're going to go and run right on into that and make sure to pick it up. So here we go. Slash dance. This should at least be able to go and do the shot right here and be able to get ourselves completely done and finished with everything that's going to happen right now. So I wonder, since we already went to take care of this Guardian of the Woods, I wonder if we could go and probably head back to Old Father Oak there and maybe go and let him know that we went and taken care of another one of these beastie guys. Or another one of these Guardian of the Woods or whatever that's happening here with one of these bosses. So there we go. Look at that. Everybody gets up to some nice good levels. We finally get all the way up to the double digits as well too. So good for King and good for Oliver there. Binge is almost close to it though. But hey, look at that. We got a new page to kind of get ourselves a little bit of bio description of what the Gladiator is all about. But anyways, just like how the Guardian of the Wood used to be, this man's going to kind of just run away and kind of just forget about anything that just completely happened that just went on within the battle. But now what we have to go and do here is that we're going to have to go and use that rejuvenation spell once again. And if you guys remember, we had to go and use that rejuvenation spell from the last time to go and do that hatchling with that fairy familiar that we have. So now we have to go and put that to the test and kind of do it in somewhat of a way of how Okami is all about, you know? Kind of like in some areas that we had to go and use that that one type of brush technique to kind of make things all kind of restore back to normal. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here within this type of part with the rejuvenation spell, bringing it all back and bringing this area in its glory days out here. So there we go. And look how beautiful this place is. And look at that. And we got some fishies around here. So it's not looking like it's a complete wasteland, of course, within this area. So not too shabby. So now I believe Drippy's going to tell us that we have to go and now reach into the brand new area known as Mamoon. Now I believe that was something that we have been in the talks about, but we had to go and cross on through this part for this particular area first before we even had to go and even head on into the Mamoon just yet. But now we're going to go and head on out of this way here. This is the other exit out of this Golden Grove. And this is where we're going to have to meet up with some brand new enemies. Now, again, just like how I did it before back in the previous overworld, back around with, well, within everything of Dig Dog Dell. Every enemy that we will go encounter, I will show it off. But then if I do some other like off-record type of stuff and do a little bit of like a training session or something with all my guys, you won't be able to see all these type of creatures that I'll be going. I'll be basically editing all of them out so that you guys don't have to see all of them here. But here's a brand new enemy, which I actually do kind of like this guy. His name is known as Bonehead. Now, I don't think he's like all that too annoying, I have to say so. It seems like Binge actually did the job out here pretty well too, but we could also go and switch around with King and get that next extra few good hits there. But I do recommend that before you go start reaching on into your way into this whole desert area that's going to happen from here within the Golden Grove, you may probably want to go and pick up some equipment items for both of your two familiars because you want to make sure to get that extra stats that are going to happen. That's going to happen within your way. All right, so there we go. Now, just gonna have to take a little bit of a look-see around to make sure where we are. So now we're getting almost closer to the desert area, but there is gonna be another new guy. We got ourselves with Clubber Cub. Now, these guys are really annoying, just for a regular enemy here. These guys take a little bit of some hits to kind of whittle down for a little bit of some time. So we want to be careful. And also, too, they do kind of have, like, that weird type of ability stats that's going on there. Don't know if that's going to, like, kind of, like, raise their attack or something. But we're almost done. We just went for the cut loose move, so there we go. Got back most of our health there. Yeah, always make sure to always go and pick up with all those different drops, because those would be very nice for us. Yeah, now sword boars are also back within this area, so you don't have to go and just completely see them just right from the Golden Grove. They're also back in this area too. Now later on, while we here inside the desert, there is going to be some more new enemies along the way. You guys are going to be seeing that I'm going to run on into my very first actual game over that's going to happen, because I guess some of these desert enemies that we start reaching out into with are, I want to say, a little bit strong. I thought that probably being around in the level 10 margin would probably at least somewhat suffice around over here, but I guess not. So I guess we'll have to go and use some provisions that we do have. At least we got some extra bread before we were heading off into this way, though. Alright, so there we go. It's going to be king time once again. So let's go and start trying to chop these guys down. So we almost got the new enemy out of the way, so there we go. Now we just have to worry about sword boar, because sword boar is the one that's going to be a little bit more of on the defense side of things. That are going to be a little bit more annoying. But that should hopefully at least go and whittle him down there. Nice, so look at that, it got some extra health from there. So good job from King. Alright, so now we are finally here in the desert way, and this is going to be, I want to say, one of the last few other enemies that we are going to be encountering out here. There is plenty other different other desert enemies to go and meet up with, but just for right now, I just want to try to reach out into where the Owl Mamoon is going to be, because I don't know if there's going to be some extra shops that we're going to have to probably go and buy some equipment with, and I would like to make sure to go and do that before I go and take care of these guys. Now, I do want to say, though, that, yeah, these guys were a little bit too strong for me for this double battle, and unfortunately we got ourselves with a game over, though. And yeah, so just like how Dark Cloud 2 works, it's once you get yourself a game over, they do have to go and kind of take some money from you every so often. But not to worry, you can regain all that back in no time. It's not really all that too much, but at least you get to continue where you left off from there. But for right now, I'm going to go and end out the episode. See you guys in the next one, and of course, peace.